is simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Well, would you look at that? It's that time of week again, I guess, this time of year again. We are here, brand new day, brand new year, happy new year, 2026. 2026. Oh, and one thing I hope that we understand, one thing that I hope that we remember is that a new year doesn't demand perfection, but it does invite intention. A new year, January, is full of hope, but there's also pressures. And far too many people are scared off before they even get started. They look at the year ahead and see how daunting it might be to make the corrections from the previous year, to make those changes they know they need to make. And a lot of times people give up before they ever get started. Now, again, I just released a video last week, right at the end of the year, right at the end of 2025, talking about how it's our responsibility that if we are going to help, if we care about helping other people, if we care about helping others heal, we have to create a space that's open to curiosity, not fear. We have to open a space that is welcoming to anybody and everybody who is willing, ready, curious about being ready to make changes in their own lives. It is not up to us to dictate what those changes look like. Now, this is predominantly a proper human diet channel. We talk about keto, carnivore, low carb, but it's also community driven, community focused. So while most of us are living that proper human diet, keto, carnivore, low carb, lion diet lifestyle, not everybody here does. And again, I'm here to welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody feels welcome here. Hopefully everybody feels that they are seen and heard and all that new age woo-woo stuff that we talk about, right? So hopefully this year we can slow down, get our minds right, focus on what we can do today. What can we do today? What changes, what small things can we incorporate in our lives today to help us build momentum instead of burning out before February even hits? How do we make those changes that impact us little today, but make giant leaps in how we are tomorrow? We've got the whole year ahead of us. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited for what 2026 holds. As you can see, I have put out a couple of videos recently. I have been very, very, very sparse with the actual long-form content that I've been putting on this channel. Excuses abound. I don't have time. I'm too busy. I don't really, it really does come down to those things. It comes down to me feeling like the content that I want to release isn't good enough. They're excuses, but they're also realities. Now, hopefully you will take a look at the content that I've released. Give me honest and open feedback of what you like, what you don't like, what works, what doesn't work, because that's how we move forward. That's how I make content that's going to draw in more people, hopefully help more people. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into the chat. Say hello to everybody. Eva Lynn is already here. Good morning, Eva Lynn. I have my coffee. How about you? Milton's Mr. Lover Lover, it sounds like. Milton is after a female cat in the neighborhood. I love it. I love it. So I'm guessing Milton is not fixed. Sandy Blythe is in the house. Good morning, all the way from Florida. Same thing with Rick. We know that Rick is here from Florida. We gotta welcome him the right way. And we got to do this too. We've got to let our friend know.
Let's get dangerous.
There we go. Now I can go back and I can say hello, a proper hello to Sandy Blythe. Good morning again from Florida, she says. So happy to see you. Red shirt is here. Just another red shirt is here. I need coffee. Well, go get you some coffee, my friend. Please have the coffee ready. We're going to have it. We're going to talk for a while. Everyone say hello to Red Shirt. Red Shirt's awesome. I do believe that he will be joining me sometime in the near future on a Saturday live stream. We'll talk about it. We'll have him on, and it'll be a good, fun time. He's got a story to tell, and we're going to make sure that that gets told because, again, every story, every one of you has a story. Every one of you has something to offer the millions and millions of people out there struggling. Just because you think your story may not be important enough doesn't mean that it's not going to resonate with a couple of people out there and really change things for them. Cindy is here. Good morning, Cindy. So very glad to see you, my dear. I noticed that the thing that you got for Chandra, the little plaque, the wall hanging, is hanging on our wall now. I'll have to take a picture of that for you later today. I just happened to notice that she had put it up already. I didn't even notice that she had done that. Sherry Lynn is here. Good morning and Happy New Year from Finleyville, PA. It's been cold, but temps are supposed to go above freezing this week. I am actually kind of glad that it's cold because yesterday I went out and we've had a lot of, we've been cleaning through stuff and getting rid of stuff, and there's just been a lot of trash in our garage. Like tons and tons of trash bags in our garage, trying to just declutter in a sense, right? So yesterday, Sunday or Saturdays, we have a dump that we can take stuff to. It's only like $5. You can go twice in a day per vehicle. So I load up the van and I load it to the hilt and I'm on my way. I get there and they're closed. The website said they were open. So now I've got a van full of trash. So hopefully it'll be something that I can drop off tomorrow. Because I don't want to unload it and then reload it again because that's just ugh. I have to take it to another dump place. There's other dumps that are open during the week. I have to look and see what the schedules are with that. But anyway, yeah, that's gross. But we all have to deal with that fun stuff, don't we? And again, I'm on a new webcam today. I have the new Hollyland Lyra webcam. It is 4K 30. I don't know if it's coming through as 4K 30 currently. Then I've got the little microphone right there that goes to it as well. So I'm not using this microphone right now because for some reason my Rodecaster is picking up some interference and I don't know. I haven't been able to troubleshoot that down yet to where that's coming from. And I know some of you last week said that there was some weird audio going on. So let's hopefully this lasts. It's supposed to last 10 hours. So I talk sometimes for 4 hours. So we'll see if it can hold up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Meat Life Apparel is here. Good morning, my friend. So glad to see you. We've been talking all day. We've been talking about stuff like we've been chatting throughout, like last night and then this morning already. Brian Dish is in the house. Good morning, Brian. SD Bradley's in the house. Good morning. Hopefully you and Shell are doing fantastic, my friend. And John Gugahan is here. Good morning, Mr. Gugahan. So very glad to see you. And people are saying hello to each other. Brian Doyle is in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome, welcome. He's put out a couple of good videos. Go check them out over on his channel. If you would like to follow and subscribe to him, I'm sure one of our wonderful wrenches, as Red Shirt puts it, one of our wonderful moderators will throw his channel and anybody's channel who wants to have it put in the chat today. We'll make sure we get that done. Just let us know and we'll get that done for you guys, because what's community if we don't grow it? What's the point of saying that we're going to support each other if we don't do it? That's what we're here for. Again, a Red Shirt says, hail to the wrenches. I hope you have that coffee, my friend. Let me get my Buc-ee's guy in the front here so you can see him, so you know what I'm here true to form, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Jerry is in the house. Good morning, Jerry. And Amy is here. Good morning, friends. I'm glad to see that you have been able to get up and out of bed today. I understand. You said something about that. Like, some days you just don't want to get out of bed. And speaking of sleep, I've been talking about this, and I put a video out yesterday that touches on sleep and how important it truly is for us, right? So sleep is one of those things that I've been struggling with for a while. Not getting enough, because I had not been using my CPAP the way that I should. And for any of you out there who utilize a CPAP, make sure you are utilizing it every night, even with naps. I know sometimes, I don't always use it. I don't use it when I fall asleep in the chair downstairs. I just don't have it with me. Or if I'm napping with my new granddaughter. But when I intentionally go to bed, I put it on and I sleep. And I've been sleeping much better, so much better. Not getting up at all hours of the night to go pee. And that was something that, man, I can't remember the doctor's name. The Scientologist one. He had said, if you're getting up in the night, all hours of the night to pee, means you're not sleeping right. You need to be looking at CPAP machines and such. And I'm like, well, I have one of those, but I haven't been using it. But I've been using it again, and it's making a world of difference. Hopefully that I can continue to wear it, because it does get annoying and irritating, and I do need some new supplies, and I don't have insurance. Woo! The lovely joys, right? The joys that we have, and the joys that we have now. But anyway, hanging out with Jen is here. So glad to see you, my dear. Welcome. Josephine C., all the way from Australia. Welcome, welcome, Josephine. Thank you. Josephine's living in the future. It's already tomorrow there, and I'm just kidding. But anyway, she's living in the future. Oh, there we go. B is here. Good morning, B. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Risa is in the house. Risa is here. Good morning, Risa. So very glad to see you. Jerry. Now this is the Dustin we love. The voice behind the mighty beard. No music over the mighty word of the man, the myth, the legend, 2026. So I've been putting some music over the videos that I put out, trying to play some things, trying to see how things go. Jerry was not a fan. And looking back and looking at the video, I did play my video on another account today to look at it to see how it sounds on the TV. And the music was a little loud. And I did utilize some automatic editing protocols with my software. And maybe I need to not do that as much and, bring it down. Maybe the volume needed to be much, much, much lower. More just so, you can hear it kind of back there, but it's not overbearing. But let me all know, all of you let me know what you think of those videos. Should I continue to putting music over it? Because, I understand that if Jerry is the only one who has a issue with it, then I may continue to put music there, even though I may not like it, depending on the views. Again, we're trying to get views. We're trying to grow our channels. We're trying to make sure that we are getting more people aware of these things that we have, what we have to offer, that they are not alone, that there are people like us out there willing and ready to support all of you out there. Risa says, I can stop nibbling at things at work today. That is something I can do today. Yes. Those are small, stackable goals that we can work on. I'm not going to nibble today. I'm not going to do X today. I am going to go out and walk for 5 minutes today. I'm going to do something small that I can do reasonably every day without really thinking about it. What can I do? What changes can I make today that help impact me tomorrow? This is exactly what I'm talking about, because it doesn't have to be, I got a gym membership and I went for 4 hours a day for 300 days in a row. Well, that would be lovely. That would be amazing. That would be something to make videos about, but that's not the life that we all lead. We don't all have that time, that money, all of those things. I have dishes and laundry to do, and I have videos to make and a baby to hold, and I have, all these things to do. I've got a class that I'm taking, and I've got a business to start and all these things. I don't have time to go to the gym for 3 hours a day. Would I love to be able to take the time to go to the gym? I would love to find a gym that has a sauna and a steam room and massage and all these things and just go get pampered every single day. I do need somebody to get on. I need 2 people. I need 2 people, okay? I need 2 people. I need like Andre the Giant, okay? I need someone the size of Andre the Giant that can just take me and just pull me apart and just like, like how you pick up one of those like those old toys that was like a horse or whatever it was, and it's a statue and it stands on a little pedestal, but you push the base of the pedestal in and then it just falls over because it's all like spring and it pulls the string and keeps it up. And you just go bloop and it goes bloop. I need someone to go bloop and pull me apart, okay? And then I also need somebody to get in with their elbows in my back and I just feel like I need a full body, like complete body, I want it to hurt in a way because I feel like I need people to lift my scapulas up and rub underneath my scap. I know you can't do that, but that's what I want. And there is a YouTuber out there. Her name is Dr. Mondragon. You can find her by the channel Dr. Mondragon. And she's a chiropractor, but she's also like a deep tissue massage therapist. And she's out of Orlando, or the general Orlando area. And I tried to get in to see her because you can't just call her office. She doesn't have a phone number to her office. I imagine she does, but I imagine if you are a client, then you get the phone number. But you can't just look up her phone number online. You can't make appointments online. You have to reach out to her on Instagram. And I did that well back in like the end of 2022, knowing going into 2023 that I'd be going into 2022, going into 2023, going into the idea that we knew we were going to Disney World in 2023. And that we would be there most likely long enough to try to make a date if I could get in to see her. I don't even think she charges her clients because she makes such money, she makes money off of it on YouTube. And that was one thing that I really wanted. I was like, because she does the deep tissue massages. She gets in there and gets all the lumps and bumps and tightness and all the knots out. And I'm like, I need that so bad. I'm a little runny nose today. Not sure what it is. I think it's kind of like I think it is the CPAP causing me to have a runny nose in the morning because my nose dries out in the night. And then when I get up and move around, it kind of thaws out almost and kind of, yeah. But I've got another one of the things that I was talking about was electrolytes. And here I've got electrolytes, ladies and gentlemen. I got some grape salty here. Everybody knows it's my favorite salty. I've got it right here. And I'm going to take a nice drink of it because I'm a little thirsty. And my lips are a little bit, chapped and stuff. There's some downsides to the CPAP. I do sleep fantastic. I sleep hard. I sleep deep. But then my lips are chapped and like my nose is weird. And like I wake up and I got these really deep lines in my face. Electrolytes. That's what plants crave. Oh. Anyway, let's take a look at these chats here. Josephine says, howdy, beautiful Risa. Evelyn, yep, I'm going to try to get back to lifting light weights. Let's go 2026. I love it. Little stackable goals. Charger Rogue Ricky Rick says, Rick says, hopefully Wednesday Milton will be fixed. Poor Milton. But it is good to not have a lot of little Miltons running around. He's already kind of a menace. Milton the Menace. I don't know if I've talked about this, but there was a band I was in this band for a while in the early 2000s. And the members were three members of this band called Milton. So it was the vocalist, guitar player, and the bass player of a band called Milton. So that's why it's weird that you've got a cat named Milton. So it is always like whenever I'm talking about it, it makes me think about that. So I brought a drummer friend of mine, and I played guitar in the band for a while. But yeah, I loved it. Milton had an EP, and it was so good. Oh, I loved it. But anyway, I don't think you can find it. I have to reach out to the vocalist and see. He's the only one I really have contact with. The bass player is in another band now called Christus or something like that. Yeah, I've got to put that all together for you guys. So I just can talk about music all day. And you're like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Risa says, I'm going to try and use my hand weights more this year. Past January, it is not a resolution. It is a plan. I love it. It's a plan. Do you have a plan? It doesn't even have to be a fully prepared, laid out plan, because the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Oh, Rick says, my struggle is financial, nothing else. I feel you. I don't make very much money. Jeff Fafa is in the house. Good morning, Jeff. So very glad to see you. Hello. We said hello to Brian Dish, did we not? I want to make sure I don't forget anybody. Mr. Brian Dish is in the house. And Rick says, no garbage man to pick up your trash. Well, here's the issue. So we used to be able to put out like 5 trash cans. We were with a company called Ray's. And then Ray's got bought out by Waste Management. And Waste Management only takes 1 can. And while we're going through the house trying to empty everything out, you know, we make, with 8 people in the house, we make enough trash. We really should have 2 cans. 2 cans. Fruit Loops. Anyway, hopefully we'll reach out to Waste Management and set up and have 2 cans. So they'll take 2 cans from us. Because I think weekly that's going to be what we need with 8 people living in this house, and the trash that it's incredible, the amount of trash that our house generates. It's just ridiculous. I don't even understand it. It defies the laws of logic, physics, whatever, right? But anyway, all the other extra trash, they just won't take it. They won't take anything heavy. I don't even know how to ask them to take heavy stuff. If there's a heavy week, they don't tell us anything. They provided the can. An extra can is $75, and it's like an extra however much money every month for them to take the extra can. So we used to be able to put out all this trash, and they would just take whatever. Now, even if you put like the can out in a trash bag, they won't take the trash bag. They'll just because the truck comes by, picks up the can, dumps the can, and they go. So they don't get out. And if something falls out of the can and it falls on the ground, they don't care. So there's just more instances of trash kind of floating around the neighborhood. It's just not it's just less good. Ray's was better. Ray's was a trash company that had, the people on the back, and they would come and, people, you know what I mean? It was good. But anyway, yeah. Brisa says, oh, it's cold here, 22 right now. It is 28 currently where I'm at. Wind 3 miles per hour. Scattered clouds. Tomorrow supposed to be 48 with a low of 37. What am I, a meteorologist? Could be. Oh, my goodness. And Rick says, I heard the weird audio last week. I don't know what it is. I think I saw an electrician friend of ours because our kids have taken over the room across the hall from us. And they so much stuff plugged in. They've got like a fridge and they've got a humidifier and all these things all plugged in. So I don't know if that's something causing some electrical everything going on. I maybe look into getting a like a conditioner to plug into my room and see like a power conditioner and what that would be for my room, at least for my setup. And plug everything into the power conditioner and see what that does. We'll see. But Risa says it's sounding good now. Hopefully it's good. Rick says I'm using. I have a Scarlett 2x4 burned out. I have one too. I don't know where it is. I bought it to play guitar through as an audio interface, and I was going to utilize it to do some other stuff, and it just doesn't work anymore. So I think it blew somehow. So I've got one that doesn't work too. It's a 2-channel, but Lizzie World 007 is in the house. Good morning, Lizzie. Welcome. I don't know if I've seen you here before. If you've been here, please forgive me. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so very much. But it sounds like you are in Louisiana, as they are building a Buc-ee's in Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm so excited. That sounds fantastic. We are supposed to, in the next 2 years or so, be getting 2 Buc-ee's, one north and one south of us. They are building one about 2 hours away from us. We have some 3 hours away from us. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see new Buc-ee's. I'm excited. We're getting a Wally's up about 15 minutes north of where I'm at right now. And so, yeah, we do have a Wally's. It's kind of like a Buc-ee's. Let me see if I can find. Let's see what Wally's looks like. It looks like a Buc-ee's. It's a big giant thing, but it doesn't look as cool as. I mean, it looks different. It looks more like, I don't know. Let's show you. Let's show you what we've got going on here, boys and girls. All right, let's see. Can you see it? As you can see, this is kind of what Wally's looks like here. You can see the giant gas stations, the long gas stations. It's going to have charging ports for all the vehicles and all that stuff. And it's going to be a big place. We'll see if it's any gooder. If it's any gooder than Buc-ee's. We'll see if it's any gooder than Buc-ee's. It might be gooder. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. But welcome, Lizzie. So very glad to see you. People saying hello. Red Shirt's got his dark roast. I prefer a good blonde roast. I prefer a blonde roast. It's going to have more caffeine. I'm drinking my espresso. It's basically an Americano. It's an Americano with a heavy cream and butter. Butter. Oh, yes, Dr. Eric Berg. Yes, that's who that was. Dr. Eric Berg was talking about that. Yeah. Mr. Scientologist. Yeah, Mr. Mopar and Mr. Gugahan both with the coming in clutch with the good answers there for me. Lexi, good morning, Lexi, my dear. How are you? Very glad to see you here this morning. I hope you're doing well in the new year. We got Lizzie and Lexi and all these amazing people, and Jerry and Cindy and Evil Lynn, all the wonderful people in here today. I am excited. Excited? Excited. I'm excited. Jerry says louder, louder. Andy fell back asleep at 5 a.m. Sorry I'm late. Good morning, Dustin. Good morning, Andy. So glad to see you. Hopefully you and Susan are enjoying your time together. I know she probably goes back to work tomorrow. Here, bear with me for a second here. My nose is very itchy. Trying not to let you guys see what that looks like. The joys of winter. Dry noses, itchy noses. Yes, Jerry says quieter music. I understand. I will do my best to edit that out again this next time. Jeff says did not make it through the whole video because of the music. Well, I'm trying my best, folks. I don't do it to keep you from watching it. I'm trying to do what needs to be done to grow. Playing around with things. And Lexi says I slipped up on triple B&E because my coworker offered me food again after telling her not to on Friday. Is she being nice or trying to sabotage? I honestly think people are being nice. I think people want to share and they want to give you things because food is love. Food is love. Now, I mean, if it's a family member and they're being defiant, that's a whole other thing. But a coworker, I mean, I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I mean, they might be, but it's unlikely. Most people just want to connect. And when you're dealing with coworkers and you're dealing with food, food is what brings us together. And it is very difficult for people to truly understand how impactful food choices can really be. It's just one of those things that, I mean, that's one of the biggest things that we probably should be focusing on in 2026 is letting people know and understand how important food choices can be. But we have to be mindful about others' perspectives. We have to make, understand that a lot of people aren't going to go totally meat-based. They're not going to go carnivore, keto, right? You know what I mean? They're not always going to do that, but we can hopefully put out and inform people that our food choices truly make a difference. And I think a lot of the times our food choices are dictated by commercials. They're dictated by articles, headlines, and not necessarily what we see others do. I mean, a little bit. Like if we notice that, coworkers are all on a diet, are we likely to try that diet? It's possible. I remember when I worked in an office, there was a time where all the women in my office, a good chunk of the women in my office, were doing this orange juice diet, where they would take like a quarter cup of orange juice and put it into like a 30 to 40 ounce glass of water, and they would mix it all. So they're drinking a little bit of orange juice with a lot of water. They were drinking those all day because they were told that would kind of help keep their metabolism up and pumping. So they were all doing it. And they're like, oh, I've lost a pound this week. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's all good. But, I guess that kind of answers my own question. If you see people doing something that's easy to do, like, oh, I'm just going to I can buy some orange juice, drink a little bit of orange juice and a lot of water each day. That's cool. I can do that. Just feels so dry. Again, CPAP. And there, I mean, I can fill it with water and all that stuff, but it's just it's a pain to do that. It doesn't really do much difference for me. But yeah, I would say that they are probably not doing it. They're not doing it maliciously. People don't offer food to you typically to be mean. It's like my kids. They're not bringing all this garbage food into the house to be malicious. They're doing it because that's what they want to eat. It has no bearing on what I need or what's best for me. They're not even thinking about me at the grocery store. They're not thinking, well, if I bring this into the house, then it's going to make Pa struggle. That's not how they look at it. It doesn't mean they don't love me. It doesn't mean they don't care about me, but it just means that they're not thinking about me when they're making decisions for themselves. It is what it is. Rick from Twin Brook Acres is in the house. Good morning, my friend. How are you? And Red Shirt says, my step counter app has been a godsend in the improvement to my physical condition. I'm so glad to hear that. As long as you're not living and dying and feeling like if I don't hit 10,000 steps today, I'm worthless. Or if I don't do this today, then it's a good way to look at what your progress is. And I always think that people kind of get too hung up on the numbers, just like the scale. So just be mindful. Utilize it just as a way to challenge and push yourself. Let's see, who else is here? And Meat Life is out there. Says, I'm just driving around. I bought ingredients to make crack slaw. I just got 3 pounds of bacon ends, pieces, and some Zevia Mountain Dew flavored. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What Zevia Mountain Dew flavored what? We'll find out maybe. We'll see what's going on. Mountain Dew flavored something. We love it. Brian says, I'm just saying, don't wait till you're 60 to do body calisthenics, to get off the floor when you're 60. Oh my goodness, that's one thing I worry about. No gym needed. Sometimes it's easier to go to the gym than it is to do something on the floor. It's easier to go to the gym than it is to get down on the floor and get back up again. Marisa says, I've been runny too. I think I might have been catching something, runny nose, coughing, so annoying. Mine really is because my nose dries out in the night. And then I get up and then it like starts to rehydrate. And then it just kind of itches and kind of runs a little. Andy says that her mother left yesterday. She's at my sister's house. The house is very quiet. That'd be nice. Our house isn't too noisy most of the time now. I mean, we've got a lot of people here, but they're off doing their own thing. Right? So like the boys, when they're home, they're playing their video games or they're asleep. And then the kids, when they're home, they're watching TV or sis is napping with the baby. And the little one is coloring and doing all those things. And the little one is napping with mommy or daddy or ma, depending on who's home. And then he said it was a very nice 2-week visit. I bet it was. I hope you really had a good time. Hope some great memories were made. Let's see. Rick says, I need a break from aggressive Milton. Oh, my goodness. And Jerry says, missing my mom as I draw near to her earthly birthday on January 11th, the fast-breaking day. My mom's birthday is this month as well. January is a kind of a hard month because my mother's birthday is this month. I've got some friends have a bunch of birthdays at the end of the day, at the end of the month. And it's also like that day that their birthday is also the day that a friend of ours was killed. So like, there's just a lot of like the end of January, like my mom's birthday is the 29th. And then the 31st is the day that a friend of ours was murdered and happened. A bunch of friends of ours have the same birthday. and it happened on their birthday. So, yeah. But that was in 2014. So we're almost 12 years out from that. I can't believe it's been 12 years. Feels like yesterday. And Brian says that is an issue. They should be fined for littering. They earn enough from everyone. They need to do better. Well, I think it is like really what it is like they say that all the trash needs to be, there should have no loose trash in the cans and stuff. But I mean, realistically, if you got to, you just walk by like you have a, like a can out of your car, and you walk by the trash can, you just drop in the trash can. There's bags in there. It's like, I don't know who. I mean, it's our fault too because we don't put them in the bags. But it's their fault because out for picking it up. But I mean, I don't know a better solution except maybe doing something better. I don't know. And Andy said, Risa, my dad died from COPD. He was 68. He had a hard life. We had a hard life having him as our father. He was very mentally abusive in our growing up years. He mellowed as he got sicker. Oh, I'm very sorry, Andy. Yeah, it's like my mother passed away when she was 59. Yeah, 59 in 2013. So her birthday is this month, the 29th, I believe. I always mix it up. It's either the 28th or 29th. I know I should know it, but yeah. But Lisa is in the house. Good morning, Lisa. So very glad to see you. And Rick says our county garbage pickup is awesome, and I hardly generate any trash. Don't you like? You like don't even send your. I don't even want to talk about what you do. You make whatever. I don't know. Lisa says it'll be 10 minutes away. That's cool. Yeah, and Rick says, yeah, all his food scraps are composted, but they're so few. Yeah. And Lisa says, excited about the Buc-ee's coming. There's supposed to be one on 65 south of Indianapolis, and then one on 65 north of Indianapolis. So we're looking at like somewhere in the, like down in like the Franklin area south of Indianapolis, and then somewhere like in the Lebanon area north of Indianapolis. Imagine it'll probably be north of Lebanon. Like once you kind of get out of the busyness that is the town of Lebanon. They're usually a little bit south of the town, so things don't become anarchy. Jerry says the beasts are restless. Time to feed the dogs, I'm guessing, in listening mode. A bit grass-fed beef and hard-boiled eggs in their bowls, sans spoons. Well, yeah, dogs don't like spoons. They don't even have thumbs. So, they have the truck lifted cans here. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Andy says, I will drink any coffee, including instant, as long as it has some kind of cream in it. No sugar, but I need to have cream or keto brains in it. I can drink black coffee and will drink black coffee, but it's not what I prefer to drink. I would prefer to drink coffee with cream, but I'm not opposed to drinking black coffee. And Lexi says that she offered me fruit this time. So I don't think she's just being nice. It still threw me off a little, and I ended up binging. I'll talk to her again today. I don't know. It's hard for me to think that somebody's offering somebody food to be malicious. Maybe they are. People are weird. But it's just one of those things that's hard for me to look and see the negative in everybody. It's hard for me to see the negative in a lot of people. I do see negative in people, but when I think about like, okay, they're like, I've got an apple. Do you want some of this apple? I've got some oranges. Do you want some of my oranges? I think it's just ingrained in us to offer food to people. It's just, I mean, especially when you're dealing with fruit, people don't think as fruit is unhealthy. You know, hey, I've got some of the Snicker bar. You want some of my Snicker bar? Maybe. I don't know. I would like to think that that's not malicious. But one doesn't know, I suppose. And Lisa is correct. She says the darker the roast, the less the caffeine it has. The lighter the roast, the more caffeine. This is true. And she says that she is going to be getting ready for church. Truly appreciate you for being here, dear. Be safe. Enjoy your church time. And Lexi says, Lisa had a dream last night that I was trying to buy coffee. I love coffee. Andy says, Lexi, you can say no. I'm fine. I've got something here. No thanks. It's true. It's true. But I know, like, it's hard for me to say no to my granddaughter when she offers me things. And she's like, here, do you want some of this? Here, do you want some of this? Because she's trying to be kind. She's trying to share. She's trying to, you know, but then she'll be like, Pa, why are you fat? I'm like, oh. So, you know how kids are. And Lexi says, I couldn't find any light roast and I was very upset. Oh, that's a terrible dream. And Lexi says, it's very hard for me to say no because they actually want the food. I told her last time to not offer, talking to her again today. Yeah, and I think, I mean, just letting people understand, like, hey, this really impacts me. It hurts me. It causes me to go off and do things that I don't want to do, like binge eating. That's like offering an alcoholic and a recovering alcoholic a drink. It's just a beer. It's just one beer, you know? But people don't associate food that way. We just don't. I mean, that's because food's always been celebration. Food's always brought people together. Mr. Gugahan is on his way to church. I hope you have a great rest of your day, my friend. And Sean says, I have to go back to work tomorrow after 2 full weeks off. I am not ready. This 2 weeks went by way too fast. Oh, tell me about it. This last 2 weeks for us, like, we've been, this last 2 weeks for us has been like, it's been like fast, but it's also felt like 3 months. Because we've done, like, leading up to the 2 weeks, like, we got a new car, a new granddaughter, a new roof, new gutters. We've had all these things going on, and holidays, like 3 Christmases, and because we've had, you know, all the different people come to our house for Christmas because of the baby. And I feel like I've been struggling to get anything accomplished. But back tomorrow, we're back to school, we're back to everything, back to normalcy. Our daughter will still be home till March, so there's still that. She's still going to be doing her thing, so yeah. And Risa says, Dustin, your kids should take you into consideration when they shop for food. Maybe eat less garbage at home, eat less in front of you, less food in front of you. I mean, in a perfect world, right? I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and they're doing what they want to do. And I imagine when I was their age, I probably would have done the same thing. I don't know. Oh, the Zevia version of Mountain Dew. I just do not like Zevia. I have tried so many flavors, and I just do not like it. And I don't know. I finally found some Faygo grape diet soda the other day in 20-ounce bottles. But it's not very good. Like, it's just not, it doesn't have, there's just something about it. It doesn't have the right, maybe not the right grape flavor, the right soda consistency. It doesn't, I don't know. It's just not what I need. And hopefully I can find a different soda. Grape soda is so hard to find. So hard to find. But Emily from Emily and James from Ready Set Keto, she had posted that she had found some great Fago. So I was excited. So I went to Meijer. I had to go to Meijer anyway. Because for whatever reason, our Walmart has not been carrying distilled water. And we've got a humidifier in the baby's room. And they needed the distilled water. So I had to go and I bought 6 gallons of distilled water. So I had to go to because the Meijer currently open, and it's not far from our house. It's like 15 minutes, but it's like in a direction we don't normally go. So yeah. And Lexi says, I prefer going to the gym over working out at home. I do too. I feel like you can kind of zone out at the gym. You don't have people who are going to be like, oh, did you get the dishes done? Or you're not sitting there trying to do something at home and the phone's ringing or someone's knocking at the door. The kids are trying to ask you questions. Like you could just kind of go and just be, kind of just be in the zone. I do miss that. Like I used to go to Gold's Gym back in like 2010. I went every day, almost every single day. I went like Monday through Friday. And I spent a lot. I mean, I didn't have the obligations that I have now back then. But I would go and I would spend time in the sauna. I'd get in the pool and I would stretch in the pool every day and I would lift weights and I would get on the elliptical and I was doing all this stuff. And, but then, I mean, then things changed and I didn't go and then they closed it down. Ugh. And Brian's right. Brian says, you're going to have to get on the floor a lot with that little one. I know. Changing the baby, doing all the things. Evelyn goes back on Tuesday. I'm not ready either. Oh. Thomas is in the house. Hello, Thomas. How are you, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sandy Blythe is in the house. JJ is in the house. Good morning, y'all. Finally got here early. Welcome, JJ. Welcome, welcome, my friend. So glad to see you. How are you? Oh, let's see. And Lexi asked Thomas how his lion diet's going. It's roaring along. Ha ha! Roar! Trying not to burp in the thing for you guys. 35 watching, only 15 likes. Yeah, we've got 35 people watching on YouTube, 16 over on X. I've been putting on Facebook again and Rumble, but 0 watching on either one of those platforms. I don't know what's going on with that. That's fine. It's whatever it is, but I'll just continue to put them there. But Rumble grows a catalog, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. I've got like 5,300 views over there. So I don't know if people are watching, if they're making a difference over there, but I'll keep putting it there. We'll see what happens. Carl is here. I woke up and came out of the room just in time to see Dustin picking his nose. You can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you have to ask him before you pick your friend's nose. JJ says, grief is the worst. I lost my mom and dad 37 days apart in 2020. It strikes so hard sometimes and sometimes so random. My deepest condolences to you, JJ. One thing I want to talk about on the opposite side of condolences and on the opposite side of all the things, I want to bring up something here. Let's see. Let's see if we can bring this up. Let's see if we can look at this, because I feel that this would be something that might be of interest to all of you wonderful people. because one of the things I don't think that she's not doing a channel anymore. She's not going live on Sundays anymore. I used to be making sure that I was done with my lives in time for Autumn and Richard to go live, but they have not been doing these things. So let's take a look at Ketopalouza 26. I've met a good amount of you people at Ketopalouza. There is a Facebook group, Keto Family Reunion, October 8th through the 10th. That's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday in somewhere in Louisville. I don't know what hotel it's going to be. We can look and see the hotel. It is the Embassy Suites, Louisville East. Embassy Suites, Louisville East is a 4-minute drive from Founders Union. The hotel offers a variety of amenities, including free made-to-order breakfast, free parking, free Wi-Fi, and much more. KPL 26 has a group rate of $159 per night. Click here to reserve your room. I will probably click to reserve my room, even just to see what's going on. Other hotels nearby: Homewood Suites, Hampton Inn. Let's see. Here's a map. I don't know where this is in comparison to where the other KPL was, but so we'll look at the venue. Looks like this is what the meeting room will look like. Kind of not too different from the previous places. Held at Founders Union on the University of Louisville Shelby campus. Okay, so this isn't going to be held. So, okay, let's look at this here. Let's see. The hotel is a 4-minute drive to Founders Union. So it's not on the same place. So it's not, you don't sleep where the event is. You get up and drive. So that's new. But the venue is Founders Union. So U of L Shelby campus is located on Shelbyville Road near Hurstbourne Parkway, less than 20 minutes from the heart of downtown in the Louisville International Airport. Founders Union offers free parking and close proximity to hotels, restaurants in the area. So we'll take a look at that. Let's see if the sponsors are up yet. So we know that the title sponsors are going to be Keto Chow and Salty. So hopefully we will get a chance to hang out with Chris and Miriam. I imagine that they will probably be there. What's included? So our full itinerary will be announced. Access to the Ketopalouza events and activities. Thursday evening dinner at the meet and greet. Friday afternoon lunch during speaker presentations. Saturday afternoon lunch and closing session. A customized event t-shirt with your name on it. Swag bag filled with keto carnivore products to sample. And the speaker lineup already is pretty stacked, is what you'd expect. We know we're going to have Dr. Ken Berry and Nisha, Maria Emmerich, Kim Howerton, and Autumn Weathers, and additional speakers to be announced. So I will make sure and try to go over and reserve a hotel room there. Let's see. And again, I may try to come in early, might come in that Wednesday night, see what's happening Wednesday night. Maybe we'll see. I haven't bought my ticket yet. From my understanding, tickets go on sale. Let's see if it says here. There's no password yet, so we don't have that. So you're going to get an email on the 8th, I believe. On the 8th, we'll get an email. The tickets go on sale on the 9th at midnight. Eastern Standard Time, maybe, I think. I can't remember. She said something on the Facebook group. And anybody wants to roommate with me, I would be happy to do a 2-queen room. Anybody wants to roommate with me, we could probably make that happen somehow, some way. Yes. But that's so far the Ketopalouza stuff that's going down. Again, I don't know how much Autumn is going to be promoting this like she did previous years. So I will do my best to promote it every single live that we talk about until the event. Because this is one of those things that I make zero money from this. I'm not affiliated outside of just enjoying to go. I don't have a discount code. I don't have a put Keto Simple in and get 10% off. I don't have any of that stuff. And but I do love Ketopalouza. Am I disappointed that Ketopalouza and one of the 2KK cruises are kind of happening at the same time, and we won't have Joe and Rachel and probably a good amount of people that will probably go to the cruise over being in Louisville in October? It's likely. It's likely to cause some issues there, but we still get together. We still get to have Ketopalouza. There was actually a point in time where I was basically thinking Ketopalouza would never happen again. That was sort of kind of the way that I looked at it, because Autumn went on and started doing her other YouTube channel, and she's kind of been MIA, kind of radio silent on the front of keto and all that stuff. I mean, she doesn't live that lifestyle anymore. And, we don't really hear from her or Richard. They're not doing lives anymore. We don't really know what's going on with them. So there wasn't a lot of ideas into what they were thinking. So, you just kind of figure, well, they're not really communicating with us. So chances of there being another Ketopalouza was slim to none, in my opinion. That's how I looked at it. I am beyond stoked that we're having one, and I can't wait. Hopefully I will be able to attend, knowing that if I can maybe have somebody that would do something like, find somebody to share this with or whatever, that'd be nice. So that'd be cool. So I always like to go and from sad to good, and hopefully we can, New Year, some real talk. That's right. Some New Year, same real talk. That's all you're going to get from me. I mean, I'm also a hot mess, but still. And Amy was like, if you have a friend who owns a business, if you could dump in their bins? I don't really know I have anybody, really. Yeah. Mia's Girls 3 is here. Good morning, dear. She comments on almost every one of my lives, every one of my videos. She is amazing. Thank you so very much for the love and support that you provide to this channel. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so very much. There we go. Mr. Guggenheim was on his way to church 16 minutes ago. Let's see. Lexi says she's definitely trying to be nice. Maybe she doesn't understand, although she kind of knows how severe my mental health issues are. But again, that doesn't necessarily, people can know, right? You can know something, but it being a part of your day-to-day thinking is completely, people don't think about that kind of stuff all the time, right? We know, what, there's things that we know, but we just don't think about them. They're not part of our day-to-day lives. So the idea that, that food is a trigger for mental health for you, she may know it, but it's not something she's thinking about. I don't know. John Guggen says, don't like Zevia. It's just gross to me. I just don't like it. It's just it's not pleasant. And maybe they're using it, maybe because the stevia is bitter in Zevia versus something like salty. They use a different style of Zevia, or so they say, but maybe it doesn't taste bitter to me. Karen Harrington is in the house. Good morning. Welcome. And Sean is right. It's up to us to break the cycle. My dad was an alcoholic. His dad was an alcoholic. My mom was diabetic, had Alzheimer's. That will not happen to me. That's my why. That's exactly my father, my stepfather, both alcoholics. My mother had diabetes, food issues. I'm sure that alcoholism goes deeper into my family than I'm even aware of, because, chances are my dad's dad was probably an alcoholic. I hardly drink. There were times in my life where I drank on the weekends. I never really drank during the week. We'd just go out and party and have drinks at the bars and do stuff, trying to meet girls, whatever, you know what I mean? That was my 20s. into my early 30s until Shannon and I met. And, I wonder about Alzheimer's. There's a lot of things involved with Alzheimer's. We know that there's a possibility they could be low cholesterol. It could be high sugars. There's probably, I don't know, will a lot of us bypass that? Will a lot of us be able to sidestep Alzheimer's? I hope so. I hope living this lifestyle is one of those things that can and will be sidestepped. I hope, but we'll see. Yeah, Zevia is an acquired taste, and when I first tried it, I could not drink it. I bought mini 6-packs, and they sat there for months. Now I love it. They do, and yeah, I know I've seen their grape flavor in the stores. It's just one of those things that I can't do it. I can't do it, Chris. Can't do it. And the price. The price is wrong. Like $6 for a 6-pack. Or whatever it is in the store. And I know that 12 packs of regular soda aren't great, but I've been buying the dollar, like Sam's Cola, the 0 sugar Sam's Cola, and the Sam's Sprite for $1 a 2-liter. That's what I've been buying. Or I've been buying now I can get, I probably won't buy any more of them, but the Great Fagos are like 75 cents a 20 ounce. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm not buying it, Chris. I might try the grape. I might pick up a 6-pack of the grape and try it. We'll see. I've got some of those Real Good Foods meatballs in the freezer to try out. Maybe we'll do a old school review video. Shannon and I, see what you guys think of those. I found some of those at Walmart. Like $8 a bag though. So they're a little pricey. But maybe we'll throw some of those in the air fryer, dip them in some barbecue sauce, and see what we think. Let me know if that would be something you would like to see. It was a video that you would watch. Booby Goats is in the house. Good morning, Aaron. How are you? Good morning, everyone, she says. I'm going to fix my sleep schedule. Yes, indeed. You got to get a sleep. You got to get a sleep. You got to sleep as much as you need, Aaron. Sleep is more important than watching me. I like that when people show up because it means the world to me. It makes me feel all warm and cozy on the inside. But sleep is important. Very, very important. And Thomas says he overslept also. And Andy says, I'm happy to announce that my cold is gone from the cruise crud. I didn't wake up snotty and coughing. It's a freaking miracle. Well, I'm so very glad, Andy. So very glad. So one thing is I was talking with Jennifer Lucas last night. As you know, Jennifer and I, along with Jaqueline, typically do meetups. We do a Central Indiana meetup. Now, coming up this year, Jen is going to be hard pressed to do anything. She's got some surgeries coming up, and now that Jaqueline lives about 4 hours away, I don't know how I can do the meetups that we did. I imagine that we could still have, I'm sure that we could probably still get Jennifer to rent the building, and we could probably still hold it there. But I don't know if we would be able to do as big of an event as we've done before with all the food, all the things. But keep me, if you guys, and I'll put a feeler post out there if anybody's like, because I imagine that, that Carl and Evelyn and maybe Amy would come down, and Cindy and Lisa, and, depending on who lives nearby. I don't know, would it be prudent just to say, try to do it at a BW3's or somewhere like that? So I don't know. I don't know how we're going to handle this, how we're going to move forward. I would like to do something big in May again, and maybe see that if we can get If we could get Joe and Rachel out again, have them come and visit us again. It doesn't seem like it's been almost a year since we hung out with Joe and Rachel, because they came out to our May meetup, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long. May, the end of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, so long. Doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I would like to see if we can get people out who would be interested. What would be something that we could do? Do I need to do something in the building that we've been doing it for the last couple of years? Would a smaller place be something we could do? I don't know. But I want to get together because I need you people in my life. You guys are important to me. And would anybody be interested in helping out? Because if I don't have Jennifer Lucas putting things together, then I'll need someone to help take it. Probably need 2 or 3 people to take her place. She does so much. And the same thing when it comes to Jaquela, and they make all the meat. I don't have the resources or the time to do that kind of stuff. So I don't know. We'll have to maybe figure something out. We got a few months. Maybe we'll figure it out. Oh, let's see. Everybody's saying good morning to Aaron and Risa and all the wonderful people in here. Amy, good word. I just missed a step and fell down the stairs. I'm okay, but that is the kind of day already. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but we have to laugh at things like that because I don't know. That's like the other day, Shannon was mad at me and she was doing the dishes. And I took a knife and I just sharpened the knife because I cut a bunch of steaks. Set the knife down. She takes the knife, puts it in the water, and is washing it and tries to cut her finger off. And I'm like, come on. There are better ways than I have to do the dishes. And she's like, do the dishes. I'm like, She did try to say that she's done the dishes a lot up until the last year or so. But I've been a stay-at-home pa for like 5 years, 6 years. So, and I've been the primary one doing the dishes. So I don't know what she's talking about. But I don't argue. You know, I don't argue. It's fine. I don't argue. Josephine says, I'm next for the shower. Be back soon. Hopefully it helps the back. OMG. Overdid it with the lift lightweights. Oh, goodness gracious. Terry girl is in the house. Good morning, Terry. I don't think I said hello to you already yet, but I'm saying hello to you again. There we are. Chris and Miriam are going on the 2KK cruise. That sounds about right. Boo. Jeff says a 4-minute walk would be easy to drive, provided there's places to walk. I don't know like what the terrain looks like. We could look here and see. Let me see here real quick. Let me see something here. And then look at the hotel name. Embassy Suites. Let's see. Let's see. There's that's. Let me look and trying to see here. I don't know why this is being difficult. Let's see. It looks like there's an expressway between the two, so there's no. It doesn't look like it's going to be walkable because you got to. It says drive. You got to start on Founders Union, get on the expressway, go the express. I 264 to 265, 265. It's I-64. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be walkable. Unfortunately, I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like it's walkable. It's like 4 minutes by expressway. Sean's asking if JJ's going on the cruise or KPL. And Amy says, watch out, Louisville. Jerry and I are roommates tearing up the place. I can see that being a thing. And Brian Dish says, please share a link to the site you showed. It's Ketopalouza.com. Yeah. Looks like Sean put that in there. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, the early bird email will be 1-8. JJ says, I was going to go on the cruise, but now I can't do either because my school district shifted our fall break back a week. Why would they do that? Yeah, Andy's saying that, yeah, we won't have Chris and Miriam either. They're coming on the 2KK cruise with us. Boo, no Andy either. Rude. Oh, and that Joe was talking about Thursday night. That sucks. I was looking forward to seeing you again. Wait, what? I don't. Yeah. JJ says, I know that fall break has been the same week it's been for 5 years. Well, the thing for us is our fall break is later in the fall. So our fall break is later. So like the last 2 weeks, like the middle 2 weeks. So let us look at my calendar here and see. So yeah, that would probably be going into fall break for us. So like 8, 9, and 10, that would be like going into fall break. So our fall break would be like the 12th or the 11th, Saturday, like the Saturday the 10th through Sunday the 25th, because our school district does 2 weeks. So I'd probably be doing that and then come home and do whatever we're doing for fall break, if we're doing anything for fall break this coming year, which is unlikely because we spent so much money going on fall break last year and doing the roof and the car, and who knows, we probably won't go anywhere for vacation this year. Boo. Evelyn says, our district just changed everything last year, JJ. I'm taking my personal days, or I may take sick days to go to a convention for my health. Lord knows I have more sick days than I can use. Aaron says, I just picked up a 24-pack of Zevia at Costco. It was like $20. The kids liked it at first, but now they complain to headaches. Yeah, I mean, stevia is the same like family as ragweed. So if you have like ragweed allergies, it can cause headaches. And I want to say that Zevia is probably a lower quality stevia product because I don't have any of the issues when I drink salty, and salty's made with stevia. I mean, I know the keto chow is made with sucralose and it doesn't bother me, and the stevia that salty uses doesn't bother me. But anytime I try to drink Zevia, it just tastes so bitter and weird. So yeah. Carl says the guy at work following a plan to bulk up while working out. He's mad because I told him the 55% carb option in his diet was a recipe for diabetes in the next few years. Is he mad at you, or is he mad at the people for giving him that information? Josephine says, OMG, why does cold water feel so good? Did hot to start nice clean. Then the cold water, it feels so good to stop. It stinks. Oh, I don't know. Just cold water is rude. I don't know. Risa loves Zevia. Doesn't taste bitter to her. I buy it when it's on sale. I have never, let's see, I love the newer strawberry lemon burst flavor. I wish. Yeah, and seltzer water is not any cheaper. Like you can get like the liquid death when now that's sweetened with agave, which is not, sugar friendly or sugar free, but all the other ones just I can't drink seltzer waters. They just make me thirsty. They like instantly dry my mouth out. I can't do it. Risa says I would love to see another taste test video with Chandra. I love the old ones. I miss doing them. They were a lot of fun to do, but nobody watched them. I barely ever got 100 views. I barely broke 100 views on most of them. And those actually cost us money. Like that cost us money. We bought most of the stuff out of pocket. I would go to the store and buy stuff all the time, and we would stack up, have like 10 or 12 things to review, and then go and sit down and do 12 reviews in a night. And then I would go in and edit them all. And that was fine. Put them out 2 a week. People just weren't that interested. Some were, some weren't. Let's see. JJ says, I've got a lot of days, but LA, so Louisiana, you can trade in 160 days for a year of service credit. So trying to do that so I can retire in 8 to 11 years. Oh my goodness. So if you turn in 160, was that 160 hours for a year of service credit? So 160 hours of vacation. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. How many hours you get a year? Yeah, it would most likely be, let me look at the calendar again here. Depending, it would probably be the 23rd. I don't know what's open. I'd have to have Jen look in to see the calendar, see what's open. I'd like to do it on an off weekend, but then again, I'd like to see what Joe and Rachel have planned for next year, because I think they have to be, they I don't know how that's going to continue to go with everything they've got going on. Are they going to be obligated to do the camper stuff up in Indiana again? I don't know. That's why they were here, because they were up getting a camper. And then we'd also done a meetup up there because they were doing camper stuff, and the Bears were doing camper stuff. So we did a meetup with Amy up at a place nearby of her. Yeah, Smoking Fatties. 2 halfway between you and Jack Wellen. I mean, it's not that far. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's not that. I mean, it's probably closer to her than it is to me. But I mean, obviously, it's like 3-hour drive for me to go from here to Smoking Fatties. Actually, I think it's exactly 3 hours. Let me see. I want to say it's 3 hours. Yeah, 2 hours, 51 minutes. 174 miles. And I'm not opposed to doing another meetup at Smoking Fatties. I'm not opposed to doing that. It's just a matter of I don't know if I would be able to be involved in the planning outside of getting people to know that it's there and all that stuff. Amy's got to run. She's probably already gone. JJ says, I've been having a edema issue in my left leg for a while. I wake up with a normal leg, go to sleep with a swollen leg. Got a new office chair yesterday, and it's amazingly making the world a difference. Oh, my goodness. Are you sleeping with your leg elevated up, JJ? And Lisa is back again. Rick is going out to breakfast. Please enjoy that. That sounds fantastic. I love that. Brian Dish says, when I was in school, we didn't have fall or spring breaks. Terry says, I remember Easter vacation, a.k.a. spring break, always being at the same time across the country. Then they changed it and staggered it. I think they kind of staggered it because then everybody would be at all the places at all the same time. Like, if they didn't stagger it, like going to like Disney World or going to like Panama City or whatever, would be crazy if everybody tried to go all at the same time. Like trying to fit a summer break worth of people into 2 weeks or a week. It would be a nightmare. It would make travel so much harder. And I'm glad that we do a 2-week thing, because then Chandra takes the weekend off in the middle. So she takes the weekend off. So like she'll work the weekends on either side of spring break, take the weekend off in the middle. So basically we get like 2 weeks off to go somewhere. But with everything that we've had going on this year, we probably won't go anywhere this year. Last year was a financial burden for us, so we'll probably not go anywhere this year. Yeah. Terry says, I can't handle stevia either. Monk fruit gives me no issues. I use it rarely, but it does bug me. Like, yeah. I like monk fruit. I like sucralose, doesn't bother me all that much. I don't know. Chris is asking, does Ketopalouza or any of the keto carnivore events take FSA, HSA? I honestly probably say I don't know. Chris says he'll be at Meat Stock in May. What day in May is Meat Stock, Chris? Oh, Carl says he's mad at me. He says that his diet is supported by research. I told him the sad is a lie and the truth was hard to find. I mean, to the guy's credit, you're more likely to find information to support what he's doing on the surface than what we're doing. So realistically, he, in a sense like that, isn't wrong. That's what we are here to change. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. We get 10 days a year, but you can trade in 160 sick days for a year of service. That's insane. 16 years worth of sick days for 1 year of service. Terry says that she likes watching Justin Holmes' cooking channel. He would be so great if he went carnivore. Maybe he should nicely infiltrate his show. His personality is phenomenal, but he cooks sad diet. I don't know, but would he be as successful if he wasn't cooking what everybody wants to eat? That's my question. What's the growth factor of having a successful cooking show or cooking channel if you don't make the wide variety of dishes that you would have in a sad diet? So that's like the thing that you think about with someone like Chris Cook in Nashville. While he's growing, he is not going to be as big as somebody that would do, some of the channels that have millions and millions of subscribers that cook anything and everything. Whether they can cook plantains, they can cook lasagna, they can cook all these things. And a lot of the carnivore people are highly limited to just meat-based dishes and keeping it carnivore. And we know how the carnivore community can be very unforgiving of your carnivore dishes if they're not steak, eggs, and bacon. So I think, it would be nice. I think it would be cool if a channel like that if a channel like that incorporated some carnivore type dishes and some things, to talk about carnivore and things like that. I think that would be awesome. But that would be more likely, in my opinion, than switching to only carnivore recipes, because I think that would completely shutter what his audience is willing to look at, and it would probably destroy his channel. And most people aren't going to do that. Andy says, between the two babies coming our way, our meetup won't be until late August. Trips to see babies will take up a lot of the time this year, plus trip to Germany. Yeah, I was curious because I was talking with Jennifer Lucas the other day, and I was thinking, like, Dawn usually does a meetup, and I don't think she'll do one this year. She didn't do one last year, I don't think. And then Maitreya typically would do a meetup. I don't think she's going to do one this year. I'm speaking out of school because I haven't talked to her. The meetup that we're doing is in limbo. The meetup that we normally do is in limbo. I was wondering, are you going to do a meetup if you're moving into August? That at least hopefully that's still on an agenda we can work with to be able to go and get together with people, because I couldn't go last year. There was a lot of things going on. I forget what was going on that. I know there was something important. I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, it just seems like the meetups that we were having have slowly started to fall off. Like, we knew that Dawn and Mike were going to have a meetup. We knew that Maitreya was going to do a meetup. I mean, this was just a couple of years, so it wasn't like a long-standing tradition, but it was something that I really looked forward to, that I knew that in March there's going to be a couple of meetups, and maybe in February, and then again in March, and I was going to get to go and see people, because that's something that's important to me. Going and seeing you in person and hanging out and getting those hugs is very important to me. That's where KPL is huge to me. Our meetups are important. They're stressful. I mean, KPL is extremely stressful because it's just 72 hours of a barrage of people, and it's over before it starts, and you're home, and you're like, oh man, then you're looking back at pictures trying to remember what happened. Crazy. Terry says they ganged up on Miami and Cancun. Oh, of course. And JJ says, I tried sleeping with my leg elevated, but I have this weird thing in the same leg where I get sharp pains unless I sleep on my side. Elevating it helping, but I need to get something better, I guess. I don't know. Maybe like I have no idea. It's sometimes like we try to do things and our body's like, nope. You're like, but is it? No. Oh, and Chris says that May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is meat stock. I just don't know how I feel about meat stock. I haven't been, but to me, it just seems to be, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be, I don't know. I don't have good things to say. But like I said, it's not my place to say because I haven't been and I haven't experienced it. And I don't know if I'm going to have the money to go and experience it, because, I mean, and also, like, how do I justify going to Gatlinburg or wherever it is, like in that area by myself? And, and then also, could I, I wouldn't be able to afford to take Chandra or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. It's like me trying to figure out how to do all this is just crazy. Sonny's in the house. Good morning, Sonny. So very glad to see you, my dear. How are you? And JJ is saying that fake brisket recipe is speaking his love language. Yeah, love language. Oh, yeah, I love it. And Sonny says, good morning to everyone. Terry Girl says, going back to earlier when you were talking about the music and the voice overlay thing, I thought it was great. It has an intenseness about it, probably good for a 10-minute vid on the subject. Yeah, this video was 12 minutes long, Watch it, see what you think about it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Maybe the music choice was wrong. I don't know. It's hard to know, like, when you're doing things. Yeah. Terry says, I always have an automatic resolution to proofread any text before I hit send, but that's already gone out the window. You know what? Small changes, small changes. And Chris says, there are going to be 52 speakers and some that you have met. Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of speakers there, but then again, they have a tendency to put people on the marketing material who are not necessarily involved. They put people on the marketing material who don't show up, who are not necessarily truly involved, not appropriately compensated. I don't know. There's just a lot of weirdness about it. They just plaster all these people, and then I just don't know. I don't know, like, what the deal is. But anyway, like I said, I haven't been. And Lexi is on her way to work. Be safe, my dear. Stay strong. Have the conversation with your coworker. Hopefully that goes well. But give grace, because you don't want to ruin relationships with coworkers. Because you work with them. You don't want things to be in a bad way with the coworkers, right? Sonny says, I like the music playing. Andy says, after being in the keto space for over 4 years now, I found that some people just rub me the wrong way. It happens. It's inevitable to have favorites, and some just kind of drift away from your focus. Yeah, of course, 100%. You're never going to have a situation where everybody in a community is your cup of tea. It's just the way it is. I have felt lucky that I feel that people that I don't much care for kind of tend to drift away in a way, but I don't like that either, because I don't necessarily want to be around them or necessarily want to to be friends with them or whatever. I'm always going to be cordial. I'm never going to tell them I don't want to be friends with you, but doesn't mean I want them to go away. Doesn't mean I want them to not be a part of the community anymore. I don't want them to go back to a wrong diet or whatever it is. I don't want them to go back to things that aren't good for them. So that's kind of the conundrum I feel about this space, is I don't really feel like, I kind of feel like the people that I have sort of issues with are typically people that I have not really had much interaction with. It's more just seeing how they behave from afar. So I haven't really had any interest in getting to know them better. And a lot of them don't seem to also have much concern with me either, which that's okay with me. I'm not here for a popularity contest. So, I mean, some people are cool with me and gravitate towards me and like what I do and like who I am. And some people, I'm not on their radar, and that's okay. I want this to be a gigantic, huge community. And with that means there's going to be people who don't know who I am, people that I'm not in contact with, people that we are not close to, and that's okay. I just want the most people to be healthy as possible, and healthy on their terms. So, yeah, it's weird. Josephine says, I can't watch everything posted. Oh, 100%. There's no way. There's no way. And I understand that. But then again, I look at the number of people who typically watch this channel lives. I usually get about 150 to 200 views per live. And then if I put a video out, I don't expect everybody who comes to my lives to watch my videos. But then again, I've got over 6,000 subscribers. So I would hope for I would like to see 1,000 views per video. But that doesn't seem to be the case. And that's okay. I'm still going to keep chugging along. I'm still going to keep putting out videos. I'm still going to keep spreading the information that I have and spreading my opinions and putting the information that I see could be helpful to others. And Brian says, I'm eating more carbs than ever, but whole foods, but I will stick around here. Well, I appreciate that, Brian. And that's what I would like to see from people. Even if you are not living what would be considered by most people a proper human diet, but to me, I figure if you're eating whole foods, single ingredient whole foods, and you're thriving and you're losing weight and you're getting healthier and your biomarkers are good, okay. Keep doing what you're doing until it doesn't work, and then switch gears. Lisa's asking, hey, Dustin, what's the name of the pizza place near you that has the keto options? It's called Rockstar Pizza. It's in Brownsburg, Indiana. Rockstar Pizza in Brownsburg, Indiana. They have keto pizza, keto breadsticks. My favorite is to take they're called bacon sticks, cheddar bacon sticks. And I just get, instead of bacon, I get pepperoni and sausage. And I think it's delicious. And then they've got soups. They typically have 2 soups. They usually have a broccoli cheddar keto soup, and they have a cauliflower Asiago soup. That's both of them are so good. Both are so good. And Sonny says, if you try doing vertical live on your phone, you will get more views, more reach. I've done a few, and I need to probably schedule some more. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I just find I'll do them and I won't get nearly I don't know if I need to plan them or whatever and just do whatever. I don't know. We'll see how I do. And then Jerry says, my channel is no niche necessarily, but it's a hodgepodge of things. Sometimes I just get on there and she's driving in the middle of nowhere in the snow. I really do like coffee. Sometimes I just take a sip and it hits me and I'm like, oh, it's so good. Oh, my goodness. Uncle Big Guy's in the house. Howdy, y'all. Morning, Dustin. Good morning, Uncle Big Guy. How are you? Have you seen that Autumn has announced KPL 26? Have you seen that they'll be sending an email out on the 8th with the stuff to buy the tickets? Let me know, because I know that you come to KPL. It'd be cool to see Jerry come to KPL. It would be cool to see a lot of you guys come to KPL. Make the trip, come hang out. I love it. Yeah, Sonny says it's worth a try with a vertical live. I know mine do way better than horizontal lives. Yeah, but you also you you kind of go live and stay live for hours. And typically I like to have some kind of content. I kind of like to have, something to talk about, kind of like at least starting off with something. And I kind of feel like a vertical live, I don't know if that's the same format. I got to figure out how that works for me. And Terry says, we all like some pulpery chat, but if we want something super strict, those channels are there as well. Yeah, 100%. And Jerry says, Amy and I will be bunking at KPL. I need to find somebody maybe to share a room with. I was going to see if Adam wanted to share a room again, but he is going to be on his honeymoon maybe during that time, so probably will not work out. So if anybody knows anybody, I know there's not a lot of guys that go to KPL, but I mean, not that I'm against bunking with a girl, but I mean, I'm sure that would be weird for a lot of people. But I mean, my wife probably included, but I mean, I don't know who was going, who would be willing to bunk with me. Would we get along together? But keep that in mind. Let me know what's going on, and we'll figure something out. Because sharing a room, making a room $75 a night versus $150 a night is definitely easier to do than yeah. Oh my goodness. It says Terry says, I think we need bail money pot just in case Jerry and Amy go wild. I don't know about that. That's the one thing that I'll miss about KPL at the Galt House is they had the bar kind of right there. And I know drinking, we don't drink all that much, but still like having the ability to get together in that open space, maybe have a couple of drinks, relax, have fun. It was cool because last time KPL, there was a Jelly Roll concert at the KFC Yum Center right next door, and a lot of those people were staying at the Galt House. So just sitting at the Galt House watching all the Jelly Roll fans pour in. I think Jelly Roll even stayed at the Galt House that night. Obviously, he doesn't come in with Gen Pop, but you understand. Thought I saw somebody come in. Let me see if I don't want to miss anybody. Let me see where we at here. There we go. Lisa is here. Good morning. Good morning, Dustin and everybody. Welcome, welcome. I think I said that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. John, together strong, sharing experience, strength, and hope, one day at a time. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Oh. Yeah, and Chris says, I want to do Ketopalouza this year, but I just have to get through meat stock first. I'll go ahead and I'll book a double room. And then if I can find a roommate or whatever, that'll be fine. Then I'll have a bed to put stuff on and then a bed to sleep in. As long as I don't use the CPAP, it'll be okay. I mean, the CPAP is quiet. You don't even hear it running. It's like you don't even know the difference. The only time you hear is if I take the machine off my face, it's just air blowing through a tube. But the CPAP doesn't run. It's not like it used to be like an engine running, like a two-stroke like generator. Or as long as I do use the CPAP. I don't know what you're trying to say there. But I would bring it along and hopefully be able to find a place to plug it in. Sleep with it. That's the thing too. Like I like the idea too with Ketopalouza having the event in the same hotel because then you don't have to drive anywhere. You can just go upstairs. So it was nice to like, okay, we've got 5 hours of hanging out today or whatever. I can take 45 minutes or whatever, go up to my room, sit in the quiet, recharge some social batteries, hop back down and finish. Having a 4-minute drive on the expressway, not the same. But I'm sure there may be a quiet spot in the hotel to kind of whatever, go ahead and chill for a bit, or the meeting place or whatever. But we'll see. Sean said, I've never wanted to be two places at the same time in my life. Shell and I are signed up for the 2KK cruise, but we really want to go to KPL as well. Hoping this means KPL is here to stay. I guess it just depends because I know KPL 24 sold out way faster than KPL 23 because I went to KPL 23 and 24. And I know KPL 23 didn't sell out till towards like about a month, maybe half a month before it started or the event. And then KPL 24 sold out months and months in advance. So if KPL 26 can do that, because I think it's selling out quickly, really does take the stress off of her because she comes out of pocket for everything and pays for it all. And then the ticket sales pay her back. So yeah, hopefully we'll see. And JJ says, I need to sleep with white noise playing, but with my CPAP, I don't need to. I still sleep with a fan. I like sleeping with a fan. I like the white noise. It just keeps the noise of like cars driving by, like weird noises with like the house settling, creaks, things in the house, things that, things that go bump in the night. Just because sometimes silence is so loud. You know what I mean? So I like the fan. I like my CPAP. I like it all. I would rather sleep without it. You know what I mean? That would probably not smell very good. but Chris is like, can you paint it black? Would like to paint it black. No. Let's see. And Rick says Milton stays active all day. Of course he does. He's a feral little cat. My sister's dog used to break the door down while I was caring for her and knock it off my face, the CPAP. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. And Lisa Carnivore Whisperer is asking Jerry, when does your fast end? Oh, yeah. And Jerry says her fast ends on Sunday, January 11th, when she goes live. Very good. Very, very good. Very good. So one thing that we could talk about too is how do we remove obstacles instead of adding rules, right? So like what's an obstacle for you? Like for me, an obstacle is all the food in the pantry and the refrigerator and all the temptation. How do I remove that? Well, what I've been doing is removing myself from the temptation. I don't stay downstairs as often. I go downstairs to have my food. I go downstairs to eat my dinner or whatever, my meal. And then I do try to go down and I do hang out with the kids and the baby and my granddaughter. And I've got stuff to do, whether it's dishes or cooking for Chandra or whatever I have. Then I just try to get back upstairs into my office and work. How do I remove obstacles instead of adding rules? So, that's how I do, how do I remove obstacles? How do you remove obstacles? And then, we can talk about, in the next couple of minutes while we kind of wrap this up is, when we think back and we think about new people coming in and we want to help newcomers without overwhelming them. And how do we do so without allowing dogma and gatekeeping to push people away? Because when we start getting into the minutia and the deep rules of, like I'm doing everything right and I'm eating, like it's probably pepper. You're putting pepper on your food. That's why you're not losing weight. You know what I mean? How do we keep the dogma and the gatekeeping from pushing people away, right? And, then how do we utilize that and meet people where they are nutritionally? We have to remember a lot of these people are coming in from a standard American diet. So the idea of strict carnivore is crazy. Even remember for me in 2016, the idea of ketogenic lifestyle was crazy because I didn't even, I went from reducing my carbs in the very beginning to probably 150 a day down to sub 20. That's a crazy radical change right there. And not everybody's ready for that. So how do we meet people where they are? And then we also talked about today, small wins, small changes, that build long-term success. Like, we've had a couple of people in the chat today talk about little things that they're doing. Like for me, utilizing my CPAP again. It's a small change that leads to big results because that one small change is going to impact greatly my sleep. My sleep, getting enough sleep, getting better quality Sleep is going to impact the rest of my day. The rest of my day means that I can be more productive. I can get more things done. I feel better. I'm less grouchy. I'm less foggy. So that one small thing, that one small intentional change can make such a gigantic impact across the rest of my year. And focusing on January, not all of 2026, all at the same time, and how our community can lead by example. And we also talked about the upcoming Ketopalouza 26. If you've attended before, you'll see an email January the 8th with a code to log in and order tickets. You can go ahead and start booking your rooms, understanding that the rooms and the place that Ketopalouza is being held are in separate locations. They're not one and the same anymore, unfortunately. Like, that was one of the major benefits of having it at the Galt House. But now we are having it at two separate venues. Check Ketopalouza.com for more. I will go back in and edit the description of this video and add that information in here so everybody can go back and look at that. Let's see. Terry Girl says it's pouring rain there. Back in bed listening as it isn't light here yet. Oh my goodness, not even daylight there yet. I don't know, I'm sure it's almost 9:30 here, so I imagine it's not too far from being daylight here, or it is daylight here. And then Terry Girl says, I cleaned out my pantry. Cleaned out my pantry Friday, got rid of a lot of weird crap that was archived. Yeah, we've done that a little bit too, but then like they went through and then they added a bunch of stuff into the pantry. A lot of things now added back to the pantry that don't need to be there for me. And then Jerry says, big live extravaganza next Sunday. Party, cooking, loads of fun. Prizes too. It must be, it's must-see YouTube. Well, I hope you are mindful of 40 days and ending your fast and mindful of doing that and not overdoing it with the food. And JJ says, Pepper, you crack me up. You have no idea how often I see that in the carnivore groups. They're like, oh, it must be the pepper. It must be the garlic you're sprinkling on your food. Like, come on. It's true. I see it. That stuff is real. I mean, the people out there are crazy. It's like, when someone's, like you'll see people, oh, you don't need to add salt to your steaks. You don't even need to cook your steaks. Just eat them rare. Eat them raw. Eat your steaks raw, like Dr. Kiltz. That's terrifying to people. People are like, you guys are crazy. I'm out of here. So I'm always talking to people. We have to understand other people's perspectives. Where are they coming from? You can't see a video on YouTube or Instagram where they cook something rare where people go, it's not even done cooking yet. It's not even done cooking yet. You just like raw meat? What's wrong with you? That's crazy. I'm like, it looks good to me. But you have to meet people where they are. Where are people? People are stuck in a 200-year cycle, something that they've been processing for the last 200 years. Their moms learned it. Their moms learned it. Then their grandmas and their great-grandmas and all that stuff all learned this stuff. And we're trying to break the cycle. How do we break the cycle? We have to do it with compassion, understanding, grace, and the realization that they aren't going to jump on board right away. I still see countless low-carb groups where they're saying, I still don't know if this way of eating is healthy because my cholesterol went from this all the way to 500 and their triglycerides went up and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, your triglycerides probably shouldn't have went up. But I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the bandwidth to jump into all of those conversations. even though knowing if I don't jump into the conversation, and even if I do jump into the conversation, we may have lost somebody. Maybe they'll go back to the standard American diet because they're afraid of their cholesterol, because that's what's beaten. That's what's the most important thing when you go to a doctor. You could have lowered your A1C to 4.7 from 13. You could have, all your biomarkers are in great standing, but if your cholesterol is a little high, they're freaking out. They want to put you on a medication. They want you to stop what you're doing, even though everything else is where it should be. And just like on something that Dr. Berry had said the other day, I posted in their last live that doctors are jaded. When you come in and your results don't fit the instructions that they provided for you, they assume either you are non-compliant regardless, or maybe I should say they assume you are non-compliant regardless of how closely you follow their instructions. You could have taken their instructions and followed it to the letter. But if your A1C didn't go down and your cholesterol didn't get better, if it all got worse following their instructions, they won't think anything's wrong with their instructions. They'll assume either A, you're lying to them, or you're just non-compliant. So we're fighting beyond an uphill battle. We're fighting what everybody thinks to be truth. We're fighting pop culture. Nutrition information is so ingrained in pop culture. We're fighting pop culture. It's everywhere. Watch a TV show, watch a movie. They'll bring up something to do with nutrition, something, whether meat's bad, cholesterol's bad, whatever. It's ingrained in the entirety of our society. I talk about it, but, coming out of Christmas season, we watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation a ton of times. And there's the scene where the squirrel jumps out of the tree and Clark asks the lady, she goes, "Where's Eddie? Where's Eddie? Doesn't he normally eat these things?" And she's like, "Oh, he quit. He read that they're high in cholesterol." That's how deep this stuff runs in our society. And then when somebody is thriving, and when somebody, like, we do have people out there who do talk about eating meat, depending on who they are, whether it's Joe Rogan or Jordan Peterson or whoever it might be, regardless of what you think about everything else they have to say, typically everything else they have to say colors how we look at the things that they say about nutrition. Someone like Joe Rogan talks about the importance of physical activity, eating well most of the time, eating a lot of meat and being on the carnivore diet. He quit drinking. I haven't listened to him in a while. I've been stuck on some books because I just kind of get tired of all of the noise from everything going on, and I just have to deal with. I'd rather deal with you guys, and sometimes just books. I'm in the car. I'm listening to some books right now, just fiction, just to get myself away a little bit, because the outside world is irritating. Everything going on, you get inundated and you can't escape. And sometimes I just have to do my best to escape. So I was listening to podcasts tons of podcasts all the time. So I've been listening to a couple of books. I'm on the fourth book of the seventh book of a 7-book series, but it's the fourth one that I've listened to recently. So that's just where I want to kind of maybe end things today, is the fact that we are in the very beginning of 2026. This is the first live of 2026 for me in this channel. We'll return on Tuesday with Chandra and myself. But again, we have the entirety of 2026 ahead of us. We have a lot of work to do. We're not going to accomplish it all in 2026. But I want to say, starting off in 2026, I want everyone to understand that with all this work to do, we have to be understanding. We have to realize the immense the immense amount of misinformation, the amount of the entrenched nature of the information that we're up against. People see this information and it's all they've known. And we know that it's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. And we also have to remember, too, that not everybody is going to go keto. Not everybody is going to go carnivore. Not everybody is going to do lion diet, regardless of whether or not that may be what would be best for them physically, mentally. Just because of the 200 years head start that the standard American diet truly has and how ingrained and entrenched it is in our society, in our everyday thought process. But I think with that, let me just double check and make sure there's nothing that I can't miss. Make sure that nobody came in that I am looking here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Jerry says, eating food? No way. Refeeding syndrome is real and might be dangerous. Refeeding syndrome is highly dangerous, especially after fasting for 40 days. Refeeding syndrome is highly, highly dangerous. To get back to a normal way of eating should take a couple of days at least, just to get your system back up and running. So that's one reason why I say if you're going to fast more than a week, you really have to do your homework. You really have to understand that when you start trying to put food back into your body, you have to be so very careful. Chris says that if you do vertical videos, they may be able to see your whole beard. I don't know about that. This is all you get. It's white. It's going white. Everything's driving me crazy. But anyway, thank you all so very much. Shelly King in the morning. Shelly King is here in the last minute. We will say hello to her. Good morning, Shelly. Just got out of an overnight sleep study. Well, it's been fun. It's been about 20 years since my last one. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're doing well. Go back, watch the replay. We talk about Ketopalouza, kind of go over some of the information that's out there about it. Go to Ketopalouza.com. I know Shelly is one of my friends from Ketopalouza that I've met twice from there. So be mindful. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Well, we're getting ready to end this thing. We're going on for over 2 hours today, and I think it's ready for me to do that. But anyway, thank you all so very much for being here. I love each and every one of you. And with that, here come the credits. And until Tuesday, I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day.